Hello everybody, welcome to the West Ham My YouTube channel. You already know who I am. I'm absolutely emotionally exhausted. West Ham have beaten finally Leeds United 2-1 at Elland Road in a game that we had our chances. We did have our chances. There's no way around it. I thought the change of system would see us be a little bit more vulnerable. It did prove that right from the get-go, to be fair. That pass through the midfield from Leeds United to Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford, who I said movement would cause West Ham issues if he was given the time and the space in order to do so. And he did, and he split us open. And I always feared for a midfield that, and a defence that wasn't protected enough, a midfield that had to press, and for spaces to be vacated and to allow Leeds United to hurt West Ham. And obviously they got their penalty. The VAR thing, for me, I don't agree with it. I didn't think Fabianski was off his line. I'm sure Leeds fans would disagree with me. I thought it was incredibly harsh. And it's possibly the worst start to a game to go and then chase Leeds, who are already 1-0 up. And listen, West Ham in this new 4-2-3-1 formation really had to settle. And it was difficult. And I think, that midfield of Rice and Souček, in terms of when they should press and try and win the ball and when they should sit back, they went to press and obviously join up with the attacking three and Haller up front at times, and that ultimately our defence was isolated. Klich was getting in behind, Rodrigo was picking up little spaces. I was really worried about West Ham, and I felt like Leeds could create, and that was the worst thing for me. That midfield battle. If Leeds got the ball in our final third, they could hurt us, and obviously Patrick Bamford could, but West Ham really settled into the game, and I know we weren't clinical enough, and Haller's had a multitude of chances, and his ball retention for me just wasn't good enough tonight. Neither was his finishing, but I think West Ham settled. And what I sort of saw back from the game was the fact that you've got the likes of Bowen, Benrahma, and Fornals, who were pressing. It was stifling that Leeds midfield. It was difficult for them to play out from the back. They couldn't get into their rhythm. It was difficult for them to play through, and that chance creation for them sort of diminished. I thought Declan Rice at times was pressing, Souček was sitting, and vice versa. It was working very well, having a man in there to frustrate Leeds, and West Ham did a good job in it. Now, for me, I'd like West Ham to have width and attack Leeds in areas that they're not going to protect. And obviously, Jarrod Bowen did have a bit of luck down that right-hand side early doors and got that ball into Haller, who didn't finish right. And to be honest, his performance tonight was massively off. We had a multitude of chances as well leading up to the goal, but it didn't feel like it was going to go for us. There was no clear-cut chance. And that's what I said before. I said in the preview, West Ham had to take their clear-cut chances, and we weren't creating enough. We were stifling them, but it wasn't enough. Listen, we knew set pieces against Leeds was going to be crucial, and that set piece, the delivery is fantastic. We've spoken about Souček and his ability to make late runs in the box. Worked perfectly. He got his head on it. Meslier, for me, probably should save it, but again, Leeds United don't do enough to deal with deliveries. They didn't do enough to deal with deliveries from open play or set pieces all night long, and Souček took advantage. And I felt like West Ham, we weren't really getting in behind and stretching Leeds like I felt we should have done. And I think Leeds were there to be got at in terms of using the width. But I do think we were stifling them, and it was difficult for them to hurt us. Second half, we come out, we haven't changed it. They brought on Shackleton and Costa, and I think I saw a little variation on what Moyes was trying to do at times. He pushed Soufal up, he pushed Creswell up, he was trying to create width in the areas and hurt Leeds and get deliveries in. And West Ham had continued to have chance after chance after chance. And Haller had a few chances. The chance for me that sticks out is when Bowen cuts in on his left, plays it to Haller. The touch is poor and the finish is equally poor as well. And for me all night, not in terms of the chances, because Fornals missed a great chance as well. I just felt his ball retention wasn't good enough. And West Ham, and I suppose for Haller in this side and against Leeds, wasn't the right player to stretch them. And from what I've seen in previous weeks, he has improved in his build-up play and his awareness of players around him. But we didn't see that from him too much tonight. It was disappointing. I will mention Benrahma because I thought it was absolutely fantastic. The mobility of him as a number 10. He can pick the ball up, he can retain the ball, he can beat a man. He's got pace as well. I know his shooting was a little bit off tonight, but I thought all over the pitch he was superb. And that's why I was so gutted when Moyes decided to sit back after he scored that goal and take Benrahma off, because I felt Benrahma was that outlet all night. He was causing Leeds problems. It was difficult for him to sort of be picked up, and he was crucial. But listen, West Ham continued to miss chance after chance after chance. The Fornals thing for me is awful. And to be fair to Haller and Fornals in previous weeks, I've said the same thing. The missed chances are horrific, and it's not good enough. And there's only so long, I suppose, that this luck will run for. There'll be games where West Ham won't get that win, or possibly won't even get a draw if they don't take the chances from open play. But listen, I mean, Angelo Ogbonna, the leader of a man that he is, obviously leapt and put that goal on that header past Meslier. And listen, fantastic from the geezer. Like, I love Angelo Ogbonna. Disciplined, organised. Thought his performance was good tonight anyway defensively, but offensively, when we needed it, we hurt Leeds. And listen, looking back at it now, it's an odd game. I didn't feel like West Ham were clinical enough. There wasn't really those clear chances of getting in behind and hurting them. We did it for a period in that second half for around 10 minutes. I was worried the minute Moyes decided to sit back and play at back five. I thought that's a terrible thing to do. But fair play in terms of the system. I actually think the system works. In terms of stifling someone like Leeds, who, like I've said, if you can break their midfield, if you can break their ability to transition through, it's difficult for them to get the ball into the front man. And only when West Ham pressed too high and Klich found the little room that they could actually create chances for Patrick Bamford. And they switched it with Rodrigo and Bamford coming to the left wing and Rodrigo coming up, or the right wing, and Rodrigo trying to get in behind. And Rodrigo still created chances. They still had that mobility. But West Ham took the set pieces that we knew were going to be crucial. The system worked, and possibly Leeds didn't play the way they should have played tonight, but I thought West Ham overall deserved the win. We created enough. We should have been clear. I shouldn't have been sitting there stressing with 10 minutes to go. But I'm not going to dwell on Haller's performance because I think it could possibly be a one-off. I was disappointed to see his inability to hold up the ball and play it and work with the players in behind, and West Ham to really use Benrahma and Bowen to stretch Leeds. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and complain. We've beaten Leeds United. We're fifth in the Premier League. We're back up again. We've still got another game on Wednesday against Crystal Palace that will be a different type of game, a game that West Ham will try and have to break Palace down in. So I'll be interested to see whether Moyes sticks with his formation, which I guess he probably will, or whether he'll try and revert back to that almost 3-4-3. But anyway, I don't really care. 3 points to West Ham. Like this video. Please subscribe to the West Ham Way if you're new. And until next time, take care. Come on, you Irons.